See that?
What? Did this come off by the carb?
Sure did.
Is it dryer vent?
And duct tape.
Well, you do use duct tape with dryer vents.
Mm-hmm.
Show this after the auction.
Handy guy.
No, I'm just kidding. It's a fixed. Man, this is a cool car. Wait till you see what I'm gonna do to it. It ain't even fast yet, baby. This is gonna be a really good week. You know what we got going on? The guy that bought the first car is actually doing a shop tour, and he'll be here this week, so I get to show you him. I get to meet him. Also, these two cars both sold this week, so 2 more in production line, so that'd be 4. It's gonna be busy, man. Both those two are getting LT4 motors. That's gonna be fast. Anyways, we got that 68 Cutlass convertible rocking through the body shop, still working on the Mustang, and this week we're sending 2 cars out, the Barrett-Jackson at the auction. I've never done that before. I don't know. It's going on a Sunday too. Could be good. We'll see. Stay tuned. Well, 2 people on the back. I gotta make a metal one. I'm worried that those casters could fail. And if we did it a lot, I'm sure they would. Because I can't see exactly what lag bolts he actually put in there, and that is the weak point. And he didn't listen to me last time, so why would I think he did it this time? Yeah, it has been a real exciting time for us to actually get that car going to the back in our body shop so we can actually get to working on the next stage. Oh, hey, Murph. We had the jig for the body already set up. Now we're just going to template and smooth out that firewall in the front of it, but this time we're doing something a little bit different. Before we actually install the firewall to it, we are going to find all the components that have to be specially manufactured for this version of the Chevelle, the 1970. There's variances between the 1969 and the 70. A lot of people think it's all the same, but actually in this one it's not. The vintage air unit that we're using in it is actually mounted in a little bit different position. Also, that makes it so the Highway 22 fuse panel has the next generation of its location. So now our wiring will be universal from car to car. However, the actual configuration that holds the BIM module and the fuse panel, it's called the Highway 22, is the one that we're actually using in this car, had to actually be modified. But as we modify it and build these components, we are actually studding the firewall before it actually goes into the car. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but actually it's gonna make this job a heck of a lot easier and very, very repeatable. It's a nice solid frame.
Yeah. After we're done sweeping, and then we'll flip. I'll get the next round and hopefully get a good amount of done today.
We're having fun and we're doing a high quality job. Jobs that are built consistently and that are designed to be easy to assemble and good for serviceability really are going to make for a great product at the end of the line, let me tell you. Also, a really cool thing for me is the first customer that's actually bought the #1 car, which is actually #2 or 3. Anyways, he's got that car that he's going to see for the first time. So he's flying in from Colorado Springs. He's going to take a look at his car and see the process hands-on for himself, exactly what's going on. Not only here at this shop, but our other shop down the street. He's going to get to see his chassis in the epoxy and getting prepped up for the frame modifications that we're going to do to box it and make that thing hold all that horsepower. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I might look like I just came out of a coal mine, but that's natural.
Try it. Woods teacher. So, on the bottom of the cars, it's really important to us that it is sealed up real nice. So, you can have a gorgeous car, right? And then the bottom end of it is all nasty and boogered up. So we take it all down to basically the raw steel. And then we'll go with new seam sealer. So it's going to be waterproof, right? And then we actually use something called a Raptor liner, which is a really fine, thin sound deadener and a thermal insulator. And it seals the whole thing so it looks like it's brand new on the bottom. But you can't put it over that junk. Lots of people don't pay attention to the bottom of their cars. We do. We want watertight and we want quality. Sometimes you just got to dig in. Hi, Bill. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I'm glad you came out. You okay?
You bet, man.
Well, you're number one in my book. You know that.
Number
right?
one in the book?
Yeah.
I thought it was number 2.
Well, that's number 1, but technically you're the first one.
Oh, okay.
I do it for
All
somebody
right.
else. So.
Good. No problem.
And we're going to give him a tour of the factory and show him some of the cool stuff going on with his car.
Great. Yeah.
You're seeing your girl for the first time.
Right.
Oh, wow.
It's a fun ride. You actually could do it too. Contact us at Studio Hot Rods. Call 262-HOT-RODS or just send us an email at info@Studio Hot Rods, or you can go on to StudioHotRods.com and there's an inquiry there. We can build you your dream car too. Oh yeah. So here's the chassis. That's the silver box all the way into here. Now this is a burnout. That's how it's done. Now that's a car. Whoa! You're not going to believe this bad boy we just picked up. Jeff, tell us about this thing. You're giving away your honey? Are you nuts?
This is my honey. This is it's a 2010 Camaro that we picked up and built exactly like the production Coco Camaros. It was built on the production line.
Wow. This is badass. We just bought it, Murph.
The only
Yep.
820 horse
At the wheels or at the crank?
at the crank.
We actually got something faster in the house than the Mustang now. Sweet. This one's going up for sale, boys. This is cool. This car is owned by a customer of ours named Tom Evans. We went about this one a little bit backwards. He bought the car and just brought it directly to us and said, what do I got here? What do you think? Also, the motor had a rod knock to it. But we actually found him a replacement motor, put that in there, a crate motor, converted the motor to a small block Chevy actually, because the Oldsmobile motor that we were looking for was not readily available. So we put it to a 383 stroker, I do believe, and then he enjoyed it, ran it around for the summer, brought it back to us and said, okay, time to paint it. But guys, usually we do mechanical, paint and body, and then we'll do the interior. This one is our backwards 442. It is a 1968 convertible. It's gonna be gorgeous, trust me. But we did it well, a little bit from the other side of the coin, if you know what I'm talking about. The scene behind the scenes.
You trying to one-up my angles?
I did. I just was the scene behind the scene.
Can you get this low?
Not with my old hip, I can't.
That's what I was thinking.
That wasn't exactly low.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Just prepping out. The reliable carrier is going to pick up our Cadillac and our Lincoln going out to Scottsdale. So it's kind of exciting. That's a big deal. Going through that last check, the last heavy detail. Make sure they're pretty, polished, and running perfect. Oh, great job on the car.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
It's Eddie. It's his place. Oh, give him a call. PDR. Well, before you ship the cars off to Barrett-Jackson, you go over them with a fine-tooth comb looking for whatever could be wrong, right? So you notice a couple little dents, and if you got to do body work and paint and touch up, it takes forever, right? But a guy like him can really actually go in there, get behind the steel, and actually tweak it and walk it out. And it looks a heck of a lot better than it did.
You see that?
What? Did this come off by the car?
Sure did.
Is it dryer then?
And duct tape.
Well, you do use duct tape with dryer vents.
Mm-hmm.
Show this after the auction.
Handy guy.
No, it's a bit. You can see the things move a little bit. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. There you go. So as the thermostat opens, it actually opens and closes those fins to regulate the temperature. 1941 technology. Also, there's a cable inside that you can actually pull if it's really cold outside to get it to warm up a little bit better. And then it goes back to a neutral position, and that thermostat, that spring, that bimetallic spring, will actually expand the track and open the fins accordingly. That was before they had a thermostat.
You use it nowadays on some stuff. So cover the radiator with cardboard.
It's kind of cool, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
Oh, 1941 Cadillac technology. Last cars made before World War II. They put everything they had at the last minute. Let's make this one a good one, and this is a good one. There they go. Those cars are now getting on that reliable carrier, and they are headed out to Scottsdale, Arizona for the Barrett-Jackson auction. Man, I'm a little nervous about that, especially, it's just so many levels. Lord, please keep these cars safe. The driver's safe too. More important than the cars. And it's cold. You hear the snowmobiles over there? Ha! Bye, beautiful Lincoln. I will be out there, that's for sure. So will the cars, so will the bidders. This is nerve-wracking. I'm going home. I always talk about the other shop. It's not that far away, but when you get as much snow and cruddy weather as we've been getting lately, it is not fun. So let's go check on the Mustang, okay? Come on. You know, even though it's winter and yucky out, we've still got cool cars to work on. Follow me, Murph. Follow me. Hey, you know, we're gonna dig into with the 69 John Wick style build today is we got two problems. I figure out how we're gonna get the exhaust all the way back out, over or under the rear axle, and the alternator. It looks like the way it's configured right now, if we put it together, you'd actually have to pull the motor out to change the alternator. Not cool, not my brand, ain't happening. So we got to come up with a solution that's going to get us around that. Well, this is obviously where it's supposed to come through the rear valance, right? And you're thinking about sneaking it.
I just want to go right here. Right through here. That's at full droop. Everywhere this thing goes, it's going to go away from it. So, and it's not super low. It's not like it's, you know, it's not going to be lower than that.
And then you tuck it hard.
And then I go hard up here and come right out.
I don't see the downside of that. Me neither. So essentially, you're going to flip this, or pull these out of here and slide this over just to kind of look at it and see what it gives you for exhaust. It's a shot. So what if?
Problem is to get this car at ride height sitting correct.
Can we actually go a little bit outboard? Is that inappropriate? So let's grab one of the screw jacks, take that one out, put these in position, and just lift it up. Let's just look at it. Might work. Blind squirrel finds it out even once in a while. Well, the problem is we cannot get the alternator in the spot where it belongs with the suspension that we bought and the match pulleys. It's all from the same company, right? Don't say a brand, but that was all what was recommended by the guys who got the front end. Can you pull that oil filter, whole assembly? No, I'm talking about like even
the
here.
Whole unit?
Yeah.
It's got a water cooler in it. I mean, I guess I could.
Oh, I'm just asking a question. And does that oil filter interface come out of the block? Because that's how big it is, like a remote oil filter, you know what I mean?
I get where we're going with that.
What you doing?
We're going to take that off, yeah?
Oh, the whole assembly out of
The
it?
whole assembly
Oh, yeah.
outside the box.
Oh, yeah. You haven't tried this before, right?
I have not, no.
You don't need a bigger wrench, Bubba.
Oh, man.
I put a bunch of torque on it. Leave it time to find my back. There you go. I'm starting to feel that. Let's try and get that alternator back up in there.
So another thing is this stud Goes right against.
Well, that's what you want. You want dead ground. That's exactly what we want.
For me to remedy this is to take the engine mounts off, lift the engine up as far as I can, and it still does not clear this.
You tell me this bolt hole has to go here?
Yes. Not gonna happen.
Can we just make the oil filter remote?
Sure.
Just the oil filter.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I think we should have a little design section with our boys. She's in. It's a Gazinta. That alternator is in place, and we got at least 3/32 of an inch clearance. And you can get it back out
Yes.
without pulling the motor. That's congratulations.
I'm gonna have to take the engine out.
Okay. But we did have to slide the engine a little bit to that side. Not the worst thing in the world, right?
No, it's slotted for a reason, I suppose.
Yeah, well, is the car going to lean? You know, do you know the car
Offsets the driver.
Perfect. That's a perfect engineering solution. No, it doesn't really matter. Actually, every car, the engine is always to the passenger side. You know why? Here's a tidbit for you. The reason they're always a little bit more to the passenger side than the driver's side is usually to make room for the steering linkage. You go down to your power steering or rack or whatever. Little tidbit you probably didn't know. Also, we did a couple modifications to the rear sway bar. So that is all kosher. So we got the exhaust running all the way out the back now. Can I see it? Come on, check it out. And that's at full droop right now, right?
Yep.
That's good. Man, we got a lot of work to do to get this thing all buttoned up, don't we? It's like it was a good week, man. Shipping those cars out to Barrett-Jackson. Got to meet our first customer, and look at that. We got the Cutlass done. Next week's gonna be even better. 2 more orders in production. So I gotta get my production line set up. That means we need the tooling, the parts, and the details. I'll show you how we're gonna do it. Follow along. Thanks, like, subscribe. If you get a chance, take a look at our other videos and come along for the ride. It's fun. Car lifestyle. This is the real deal. We actually build them, and it's not all just for a show or a show. It's fun and it's real. Peace out. See you next week.